Look, most drivers know that most markets are oversaturated, that it's getting harder to get hours, and that many customers just aren't tipping like they used to. But are you doing everything you can to maximize your chances for success? In this video, I'm going to talk about some recent changes that I've noticed on both DoorDash and Uber Eats and how drivers can roll at the punches. What's going on, everybody? I'm Zach Drives Fast for the RideShare Guy, and in this video, we're going to talk about a few things that drivers should not be ignoring, as well as an old feature that might actually be useful now. When you hear Trip Radar, Uber Eats Walmart Order, or GrubHub, what comes to mind? Probably nothing good. Let's face it, Trip Radar is where bad orders go to die, right? Maybe not so much anymore. What about Uber Eats and Walmart orders? Those always suck, right? Nope. How about GrubHub? It's mostly a dead app, right? And if you want any action, you should be on DoorDash or Uber Eats. Okay, well, that's mostly true. But unlike DoorDash, Uber Eats and GrubHub actually do it right. You just open the app and start driving. As a content creator, I hear things like, it's slow, it's oversaturated, or I can't get any hours, dozens of times a week. I also hear things like, I uninstalled GrubHub, I never check Trip Radars, and Uber Eats never has anything in my market. Now, this may piss some people off, but when many drivers say things like it's slow or oversaturated, what they're really saying is the one app that they're running isn't giving them any orders. Now, on the flip side, when I'm talking to drivers and I say it's slow, it's because it's actually slow, and I know this because I'm running no less than 4 apps every time I drive, and they're all quiet. If I feel like I'm not staying busy enough with the 4 that I'm running, I have the ability to turn on another 4 or 5 apps. You see what I'm getting at? Is it actually slow, or are you simply not giving yourself every opportunity that you can to succeed? Look, I get it. There's apps that I can't stand. Hell, there's one that I haven't opened in over a year. So believe me when I say that I understand the hesitancy to run certain apps. Earlier in the video, I talked about a few things that many drivers overlook. Let's start with Trip Radar. I'm not going to sit here, blow smoke, and tell you it's all of a sudden awesome. But recently, I have been seeing some changes. It used to be that Trip Radars were horrible orders that experienced drivers should never touch, and largely, that is still the case. But more and more, I've been seeing Trip Radars actually paying really well for what they are. In fact, I've seen several that are above $3 a mile. This leads me to believe that Uber isn't sending every order that ends up on Trip Radar to drivers first, because no driver in their right mind would be declining these orders. Something else I've been noticing with Trip Radar is if a driver doesn't snap that order up in the first 5 to 10 seconds, it'll expire, and then they'll start sending it to individual drivers for less. So if you see a good order on Trip Radar, don't get caught up in analysis paralysis and take it. Snap it up and make your money. I want to move on to Walmart orders. Admittedly, they're typically really bad when you see them on third-party apps like Uber Eats or Roadie. These tend to be your bottom-of-the-barrel type of offers that Walmart has a hard time getting delivered through Spark. When they have a hard time, they dispatch them to Roadie or Uber Eats. However, sometimes Walmart just has too many damn orders in their queue and not enough Spark drivers. And when this happens, we can see some incredible Walmart orders on Uber Eats. A couple of days ago, my friend Pam accepted a Walmart order on Uber Eats. It was going a total of 20 miles and had 6 stops. Can you guess how much it paid? $10, 14, 20. Nope. $172. You heard that right. $172. Pam made a total of $460 that day, and you better believe that she didn't just do that on DoorDash or just on Uber Eats. That same day, I was waiting to pick up an order and talking with another driver who was telling me just how slow it had been for him. Keep in mind, all 3 of us are in the same market. So, how was it slow for this guy, but Pam made nearly $500 in one day? It's because Pam doesn't care where the money comes from, and she's running as many apps as she can. I'd be lying if I said I was at all enthusiastic about Walmart and Uber Eats being a thing. Having said that, I would have been all over that $172. I want to move on to GrubHub. They used to be my favorite app and the one that I would make the most money on, by a mile. So, it kind of hurts a little bit to talk about what they used to be and what they are now. Unfortunately, GrubHub has now garnered a reputation for being the app that's going to try to send you ridiculous distances for $1 a mile, at best, and in many markets, the offers just aren't worth our time. There was an important word I just used. Most. Not all. Like Uber Eats, GrubHub does not have any acceptance rate garbage to drive for them whenever you choose to. If you're activated on it, you have no excuse not to be running it, and recently, I've seen a positive trend on there. I'm seeing more orders on GrubHub more consistently than I'm seeing on DoorDash. This is due to a recent change in my market where DoorDash knocked the base pay down, and as a result, they're trying to bundle as many orders as they can so they can pay drivers less. Doubles on DoorDash in my market now pay as little as $2 before tips. Essentially, DoorDash is hoarding orders until they can double them. Meanwhile, GrubHub is shelling them out as soon as they come in. GrubHub is also extremely difficult to get activated on, with waitlists sometimes exceeding a year. Unlike DoorDash and Uber Eats, it's hard to get on GrubHub, so when you do get on, you might face substantially less competition from other drivers in your market. Again, if you're activated on it, use it. You never know when you're going to see a unicorn. Alright, to recap, DoorDash just did a wide sweep where they knocked the base pay down and they're trying to double everything. So, orders are taking much longer to come through. Recently, somehow, there's been some really good offers that have found their way onto TripRadar, so don't ignore them. And finally, it's the fourth quarter and Walmart is going to be slammed. Check the Opportunities tab in your Uber driver app regularly. You never know when you're going to see a killer order. Well, that is going to about wrap up the video. If you haven't done so yet, please do consider pressing the like button and subscribing to the RideShare Guy. You can catch my videos here every Tuesday. If this video resonated with you, check out this video where I tell you about something new that Uber's doing and why you should avoid it at all costs. I'm Zach Drives Fast for the RideShare Guy. Take care.